Hey, speaking for who's thinking. Hey, so the topic today is, does the Most High, does God, does Yah forget your works? Because a lot of you guys just seem to think that it's just based on faith alone. Now, you guys have heard it over and over again, faith without works is dead. But then when it's time to do the works, or you're reminded about the works, what ends up happening? What ends up happening? Your spirit starts to reject, right? Or your flesh starts to reject. You start to reject what's coming out to you. So we're going to tap into some scriptures. You already know what it do. Real quick lesson for me and you. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see what it do. Mind you, I'm not perfect yet. I'm just trying to walk this thing right. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the pharisaical type. I'm trying to stay out of the way of the over-righteous type. But I'm just trying to just read it and follow it. So we're going to go through the scriptures. We're going to go through the letters, as we always do. And I hope you stay tuned in. There's some information for you. Let's get it. Y'all know we jumping right on into it. Hebrews chapter 6, verse 10. For God, the Most High, is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed toward his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. Right? So listen, the Most High, he's not going to forget the work that you do and the labor of love that you do, that you show towards his name. So remember what the Messiah said when he said, hey, the greater commandments, to love your God with all your heart and soul, that's following and keeping his commandments. And then doing them, that's the work. Now you're going to show the rest of the Israel and the rest of everybody else, to show them how to be. So Israel, we got to wake up, my people. Let's wake up and do it. So now we're just going to go all the way around. Proverbs 19 and 17. He that hath pity upon the poor lendeth unto the Lord, and that which he hath given will he pay him again. So the Most High tells us to give to the poor, be fathers to the fatherless. So when we doing these are part of the works, right? In the law, it says to not glean from the from your harvest on the outer edges, because that's for the poor, right? That's for the strangers, right? So listen, we have to do this, and then guess what he says? He's going to pay us again for what we are doing. But you do that secretly. You give to the poor secretly, not in the open, not in front of everybody. Follow what the words say. Now we're going to tap into Uncle Paul. Romans 2 and 5. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of the Most High, who will render to every man according to his deeds. Right? So in that day of judgment, right, everything's going to count. So by all of y'all who just walking by faith, I'm just walking by faith. I'm just out here just walking by faith. I'm blessed and highly favored. Your deeds matter. Your deeds matter. So please pay attention to your deeds and make sure that they line up with what the scriptures say, right? With what the letters say. Make sure it lines up, right? Make sure that you're not in error. We're supposed to be hold each other accountable. 2 Timothy 3 and 16. Now y'all know y'all like to go run into Uncle Paul. That's why we're going to deal with Uncle Paul just a little bit. We just got to read that. Now we're going to read this. Now check this out for me one time. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, the Messiah, Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So all of y'all going to sit on the judgment seat. We're all going to sit on the high seat, right? That everything that you have done in this body, your body is a rental. Treat it like a rental car, right? When you go to a rental car place, they tell you can't smoke, you can't do all X, Y, Z things in it. And if you do, it's going to charge you an extra charge. Same thing in this body when we get to that judgment seat. Whether good or bad, there's going to be a charge. How do you want to be charged? Read the Bible to find out what the good to do and to find out what the bad not to do. Figure it out. Let's walk. So now you know it's time to go back and see what them prophets was talking about. See if it all lines up, right? Isaiah 59 and 18. According to their deeds, accordingly, he will repay. Fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies, to the islands he will repay recompense, right? So the wicked gonna get theirs, the righteous gonna get theirs. Where do you think that you fall in line with? Where do you think you fall in line with? Are you his enemy? If you say you don't know, if you say, oh, well, I mean, like, how we supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? Well, if you're following the ways that he instructed of the book, that's not his enemy, because his enemy ain't gonna follow the instructions that he set out. Think about it. You got to think about it. So everybody's going to get repaid. So if we're not following, he's gonna pay you. So now let's go to Solomon. Ecclesiastes 12 and 14. For God, the Most High, shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Again, here goes this judgment seat, right? Up there, he's going to pay you for, he's not going to forget your labors, right? So he's going to pay you for everything that you're doing. Just look at all these scriptures, look at all these letters from these verses. Just look at them. Read them closely and apply them to your life and ask yourself a question. Am I doing things good bad, evil? Am I doing, and how do I find out if I'm doing them correctly or not? Get in the book and see, read.